What's good, y'all? It's A1 from Star SoCal. In this video, I'm going to break down my gun A slot mini scheme out of the Carolina playbook. And pretty much in this formation, there's a lot of things you can do, but everything's going to be based off the QB power run game. The only pass play that I would do out of this, to be honest with you, is my route combination would be really, really small. This is a run. This is a run-heavy offense. It's my run-heavy offense. Either the goal line. If I'm in up, I have the lead. I'm just controlling the ball. This is my shit. You know what I mean? Um, Pretty much like where you see pressure, I like to have 6-man, 7-man protections. I might send McCaffrey or somebody on the route, depending. It depends who your back is and salary cap. If they can get out there, they have hands, tight end. Whoever has hands, if it's salary cap game, send them on the route. Otherwise, just have them block. Usually, I tend to get guys open with just these two route combinations. Just to the post, and then the skinny, the corner route. You just call it, man. You wait. You put some speeders out there. If it's open in the middle, then you just take it. If there's an opening, sometimes they'll get behind the coverage, and you can just throw that thing up, and you have protection if they're not using it. Because, like, I don't know, a lot of times in salary cap when you're playing, like, and they got guys like Tyreek Hill, Philip Dorsett, John Ross, whoever it might be, if they got some speed on them, the defensive players in the salary cap are not as fast as the offensive guys, man. Especially those guys. And nobody's running man like that. Nobody's running some crazy stuff. So, yeah, man. Sometimes I like to hit that deep post or just hit the corner, man. He was out right there. And even then, like, even these situations, because, like, when you're in this situation and you're going to pass the ball on this thing, you want to make sure that just take your time, because somebody's gonna get open that you're running around the post. Just sit. I would just sit because at this point you're running and they know the quarterback's a threat. Do a little hot route, take the dude upfield, because they're gonna have to spy you. At first they're probably not gonna spy you, and then once they realize, okay, he's a runner, make your running presence be known when you're running this scheme. Let your running presence be known. Let it be known you're going to run with the quarterback. It's going to happen. I'll take my chances over a fumble versus an interception with these type of players. The coverage that they run, bro. It's much smarter to have the ball on the ground, man. It really is. So I'll take my chances fumbling the ball before I throw an interception. I'm okay with fumbles. Put it like that. That's kind of mindset you gotta have when you're running the spread option and the spread offense like this. You gotta be okay with fumbles, man, because you're trying to spread the ball out to create running lanes. Show you guys one more times. You gotta keep in mind, bro. Carolina got some speed out there, so you want to make sure when you're running these routes, you have speedsters so that when you do hot route, they can like get on and like get up, get far. There's some other things I have in here that I'm not ready to show the Madden world yet. I guess yeah, I'm not gonna show you guys yet. There's some things in here that I figured out with this QB power stuff. It gets this is no, it gets crazy. So that's my only pass play. That's post. So you can have these guys block. You have them on route concept, but it doesn't matter. Just do something. You know what I mean? Do something. Mix it up. All right, my second play that I have is quarterback power. Guns A slot. Quarterback power. There's multiple ways to run this. You can send a motion. If you want to overpower the inside, just drop them in between the guard. If you want to get outside of them, then keep them outside. Some other things you can do out of this quarterback power. If you want to get, if you see this man covered man, and you don't want to have that receiver go over there with the slot, well, shoot, shuffle your tight end over, get some extra bodies over there, and then call it. You know what I mean? It's real simple. Another thing I like to do is just have this guy get across in his QB power, man. Drop him in the gap, drop him outside the gap. I'm a big fan of dropping him inside the hole just because like it just creates more bodies, it just kind of flustered in there. So yeah, just put the receiver where need be. Put the receiver where need be inside this scheme. Everything sets up with this quarterback power because you're gonna get your most yards and stuff out of this formation, out of this play. So If you're not running this play successfully, just it's okay. Take your time, keep running it, but you gotta make sure you got some good defense. I'm gonna drop some defensive videos too, but for offensive wise, make sure you have some solid defense when you come out there in the field, because this should be able to move the ball on people as long as you're mixing it in, stuff like that. Another thing you also need to watch out for is read option, man. Read option is my third play inside this scheme. I like to run this in hurry up, and I also like to audible into different formations. I still need to drop some schemes with the other 12 personnel sets, because you don't just come out and just 12 personnel gun a slide and just like, oh, I'm just gonna run this downfield. No, there's some switches, there's some thought process that goes into it. So you need to be able to use different formations in 12 personnel in order to run this thing successfully, just to keep the defense on its toes. Whether it's a wham block, stretch, 24 zone, something basic. Keep them on the heels. I'm just dropping this scheme for right now. I'll drop that one later some other time. But yeah, read option. You always bring that backside guy. I don't recommend motioning anybody other than one of these receivers, depending on who's going to run over there or not. If they do, then you want to use him as a lead blocker with your quarterback, so when he gets around the corner, it's treated as a split zone action, and you have a receiver out there to block, either a safety. Linebackers usually can be an option man, or the cornerback could be an option man too as well. So yeah, have that receiver come over to lead block. It's good to have that split zone action when you're running read option, just for blocking purposes for quarterback run game. When you're running the read option like that, like this one right here, I recommend that you run it either when you have the lead or you're trying to punch it in from the 20 and in. 20 and in, you should be in 12 personnel, and you should be punching it in like take your time, punch it in, kill clock when you're in the red zone. Don't try to force it in there. Don't try to come in there passing it, because when you pass it, sometimes that's when bad stuff happens. Unless you're proficient, man, which I'm not the best passer, but I can light you up in the pass game and gun bunch if I need to. But I choose to put the ball on the ground and come up with these sophisticated run plays to running lanes. So yeah, read option, man. You can slide motion any of those guys. You can also motion them into the hole if you need be. If you want extra bodies there. You know what I mean? The last thing, man, I like to do in this formation is just a straight up inside zone, man. If you see it open, you see a 30 front out there, just take that inside zone and run it straight down their throats. Don't play around. If you just want to just pound them, that's when I recommend the inside zone. When it's just like, okay, I'm up 14-0, 14-3. Let's just pound this guy. Like, we're gonna bully him downfield. You working in with the other schemes. Whatnot too. I mean, you guys know what's it called? Inside zone is anyway. The next video I think I'm gonna drop the 12 personnel, because it's gonna add on. I already dropped gun bunch and gun doubles, the mini schemes, so check out those videos. So those ones go pretty well together. And I also dropped out the tight end. That was a trips formation with that wheel route. I forgot what it's called, but I dropped my trips mini scheme too. Single deuce close, man. That's the next one I think I'm going to drop when it comes to 12 personnel. Tell me how you guys like this one. Because then when you're running that at QB power, so I'll just give you a little template of what the next video is going to be like. When you're running that little QB power, you can switch right here to HB to stretch. You can also switch to wham. Cross. There's a lot of different things you can do out of this. Too many. I mean, man, I'll do this one little thing right here. Now I'll have him block and then him go on one thing. Right here, you have literally this gun bunch cross right here. Like, this is the gun bunch cross. There's a lot of things you can do out of this. You know what I mean? So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Hit the sub below. I am out.